familia. I had a blast just looking at your guys' family and seeing you guys introduce them in Spanish. Well, esta es mi actividad. So for this activity, I'll show two pictures of different people. You must first determine who I'm referring to, either A or B. And then once you've identified the person that I'm speaking of, you must answer these questions, these true or false statements. ¿Ok? Muy bien. Entonces, mi hermana Fernanda tiene 18 años y está en el primer año en la Universidad de Los Ángeles y está estudiando sociología. Mi primo Oscar tiene pelo negro y es alto. Le gusta mucho el fútbol. Mi hijo Chito tiene 11 años, tiene pelo negro y le gusta mucho los Legos y también le gusta jugar juegos en el teléfono. Mi papá Fernando es muy cómico, tiene pelo blanco y un poquito negro. Trabaja en construcción. Mi prima Cintia es de México, pero vive en Estados Unidos. Cintia tiene 3 hermanos, Daniel, Edgar y Emanuel. Mi tía Norma tiene pelo largo y negro. Trabaja en una oficina de dentistas. Mi gata Frida es muy bonita. Tiene pelo blanco y negro y tiene ojos verdes. Frida es muy especial, es una diva. No le gustan todas las personas. Okay, now if you need to jot down the statements or perhaps take a picture of the screen and then go back and hear it once more, then you can do that at this point. Okay, so I'm about to reveal the answers. So if you haven't done it, then pause it. But here we go. Okay, número 1 es falso. Mi hermana estudia sociología. So she studies sociology, not history. Número 2 es cierto. He is 11 years old. Número 3 es falso. He works in construction. He's not a gardener. Número 4 es cierto. Número 5 es falso. She has 3 siblings, 3 brothers. Edgar, Emanuel y Daniel. Y my cat does not like everyone. She's a diva. So it's falso. Okay? Muy bien. Alrighty, let's continue. And another, with age, I've noticed that most of you used either ser or estar as a form of to be when expressing your family's age. Rather than in Spanish, we use the verb to have, tener. So tiene 11 años, for example. Okay? Alrighty. Now let's practice these with the possessive adjectives. Please write them down in Spanish, and at this point pause the video so you can do that. Okay. Muy bien. So now we're going to review the answers. Número 1. And with possessive adjectives, remember that what matters is the person or object being possessed. I know it sounds kind of odd. But for example, number 1, even though it's, I made a mistake at number 1. Give me 1 second. I didn't notice that. There it goes. So it's, remember with nuestros, it has gender and number. So number 1 is tíos, which is masculine and plural. So nuestros, the possessive adjective, has to be masculine and plural. Número 2, familia, would be singular, and feminine, so it would be nuestra. Remember that even though la familia, the family, is composed of several members, it is perceived as one unit, right? So una familia, one family. So therefore it's singular. Número 3 is mis, plural, because primos is plural. Número 4, madre, su. Número 5 is tú. Oh, I found another mistake. I was careless with this. It's su, right? It's su because it's the formal your, not the informal your. Número 6 es su. Número 7 es tus, right? Informal, and it's plural. Okay. How did you guys do? Better than me? I got 2 wrong. Alrighty. Excelente. Let's continue now. So a few things to watch out for now that you've learned possessive adjectives. Make sure that you don't confuse them with subject pronouns. So remember, the subject pronouns are yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, ustedes, right? And the possessive adjectives are my, his, hers, theirs, ours, and so on. So, su estudia psicología or él estudia psicología. Which one is the correct statement? Now, the first one is saying his studies psychology, right? Which doesn't make any sense in Spanish or English. Y número 2 is he studies psychology. So number 2 is the correct one, and number 1 is incorrect, because then that would say his studies psychology versus he. Nosotros casa versus nuestra casa. Nosotros is we, right? So it would be us house or we house, right? Versus nuestra casa, which is our house. Okay? So once again, just as you've learned both now, make sure that you don't get them confused. And for this particular aspect, thinking it in English does help, because it wouldn't make any sense in English, and it doesn't in Spanish either. Now, not every concept, this logic doesn't help with every concept, okay? But with this particular one, it does. And then tú versus tú, we've learned both. One is the subject pronoun tú, which means you, and the other one is tú, which means your, right? So one has the accent mark, you has the accent mark, and your doesn't. So be careful with this too. Okay, so más vocabulario de la familia. We've learned how to say madre, padre, and so on. This is vocabulary related to blended families or familias mezcladas. So if you want to jot those vocab words in your sheet, that would be a good idea. And it's el padrastro, la madrastra, el hijastro, la hijastra, el hermanastro, la hermanastra, el medio hermano, la media hermana. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about nicknames. So my son's name is Ignacio. That's his real, actual name, but no one really calls him that other than at school. We call him Chito. Now let's see how we got there. So Ignacio, if your name is Ignacio, in the Spanish-speaking world, your nickname will be Nacho, right? And then Nachito, to use the diminutive. The diminutive means little, right? So the Chito, the Ito, at the end of a name to express. It's a term of endearment. So then we've just cut out the na, and now it's just Chito. So that's how we got there. I wonder if you guys have any nicknames of your own. If you do, please share them with me. I'll like to know them. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so another one is the verb plus infinitive construction, right? Will be ¿qué sueles hacer los fines de semana? For example, right? So, look at this verb, to tend to or to usually do something. It is conjugated. So then verb to remains in the infinitive. Okay? Same with this one. And same with this one. Tienes que, to have to do something. Okay? So remember when you're answering those questions, you would answer, for example, ¿qué sueles hacer? I would say, suelo ver televisión. So I conjugated this verb, but I left this one in the infinitive. Okay? ¿Qué necesitas hacer mañana? Mañana necesito trabajar. ¿Qué tienes que hacer mañana? Mañana tengo que ir a la iglesia. Right? Okay, I think that is it. Any questions? Send me an email. Y buena suerte en el examen. Adiós.